Hello Cougars, and welcome to Business 110. In this video, we are going to give you a chance to submit some questions you've had so far. And because I'm out, it's going to be difficult to maybe ask some of those. So I want to give you a chance to get those asked so then I can then figure out the best way to respond. And I will respond either directly or in class when I come back or via video or something like that. But I want to give you a chance to answer questions. We want to also talk about making a budget and our progress on that. And I'm going to give you some other tips and ideas. And then we're going to talk about prepping for the quiz for Friday, which is actually going to be a review of our textbook and how to read it and get ready for the quiz. Questions you have so far. I've thrown a lot at you. In the assignment questions so far, basically, you're going to be able to click submit, and you should be able to click the text entry box and type in any questions. There's no point value for this, but I do want to give you an opportunity to go ahead and ask me some questions. Okay, budgeting progress. I was thinking about this the other day. Some of you have never dealt with a paycheck or really might be stuck on where to start. One, it's very open-ended because I want to give you the opportunity to go figure it out for yourself. And that's kind of the way it is just figure it out. However, to kind of help you out, if you really are stuck big time, I'm basically going to let you pretend that these are some of the stats for you. Let's pretend you're working an hourly job and get paid every 2 weeks. Your salary is $697 every 2 weeks after you already pay your taxes and your insurance. The rent that you're paying is $600 a month, and you're sharing an apartment with 2 other students. $600 is your share. Your electric bill is $150, water bill is $75, trash is $30, and this is for the entire apartment and not split up yet. And then you have some renter's insurance, which is $45. This does not include food, entertainment, and things that are specifically for you, like laundry. So that is going to be on you to make it work within those parameters. So I hope that'll help some of you. Hopefully you're able to find something that's more in line with the career you're interested in, where you're going to be living, those kinds of things. You may have asked your parents and kind of gone off of that information. That is okay. You do not have to use this information. You do not have to use this information, but you're welcome to if you are stuck. Okay. As we're building our budget, remember, always start with the must pays. So rent or a mortgage. I got to have a roof over my house. That's probably the first one. Car payments, anything that's going to come out of your account, whether you want it to or not, those things that you must pay. And then you can put in everything else. Now, food, for example, is one that people have a hard time budgeting for. Food is a must-have, but eating out every day, every night, every day is not a must-have. Going to the grocery store, buying some food, doing some meal planning and preparation ahead of time, you can actually greatly lower your expenses by doing that. And if you're single, it can be difficult because it's so much easier just to go by the fast food place, get your food, whatever. Okay, but you can easily spend 4 to 10 times more on eating out than if you just went to the grocery store and made yourself some healthy food. Okay. So, but as a single person, you can plan your meals ahead of time and then like cook them all at once for the whole week, or at least like dinner or maybe something like that. And then you put them in containers, put them in the refrigerator, and then, okay, it's Monday. This is what I'm going to eat today, Tuesday. And they don't have to be the same meal because that could get boring and old, but I've also been there and done that. Ramen noodles every day. I've been there, done that. Okay, so let's take a look at how you could actually do that with your budget. So we have our little budget thing that we've been working on, and I'm stuck on food. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create a meal planning tab, preparing for our quiz. So I know I haven't been there. I've really wanted to talk about this in person, but let's jump in. How do we look at our textbook and how do we get ready for the quiz? So I have made it clear that you can use your book on your quiz, but you can also use your notes. So right now you probably have more notes than what's in the book. But if you go to your chapter, look at your book, they always have at the front of the chapter the learning objectives. Honestly, if you want to know what you should be studying, that's where you should start, is those 4 learning objectives. Make sure you know where those are and understand what they mean. You will notice there's always a case study at the beginning, always very informative to go and read up. There's usually links that you can go to. You'll have to probably type them in by hand. But what I want to point out to you is when you've got something that's highlighted, okay, that's a definition. Sometimes they will have an extra retelling of that definition off on the side. That's probably going to be a test question. Okay. Explain the 4 ways of managing risk and distinguish between insurable and uninsurable. Well, part of that is you're going to have to know what speculative risk and pure risk is. Okay. And then here are the 4 ways to reduce risk, as mentioned up here. Explain the 4 ways of managing risk. Okay. And then there's an explanation of how that works. Okay. Avoiding risk, self-insuring, and buying insurance to cover. Okay. And then here's a list of the types of insurance that you could get. Okay. So all of those are fair game. So anything that's nice and pretty like this, you're probably going to see something connected to that as well. Okay. So what are we looking for? Definitions, answers to this key essential question, which there's the short list. And then they have explanations that may be involved in the question. Here's a pretty colored chart or a graph. That's probably going to be highly likely. So look at this, a bolded word. Uh-oh, that was actually one of the key questions. I probably need to know that. Okay. And then here's a list. Here's the bolded words, but then here's a list of things that fall into that category. Okay, pretty simple, right? Okay. And then here's some stuff on insurance. And here are some different types of insurance. See, health savings accounts, we kind of mentioned that. There's more details. Also, if it's bolded, generally it's also in your glossary at the very back of your book. I believe it is after these bonus chapters. Okay. And then there's actually a summary of what those major things are. Okay. So that's always a good place to do a quick look if you're looking for an answer, by the way. Here are some key words that might be on the test. Okay. And then here are some questions that might help you think appropriately about the material that you've read. Okay. So, and then these are more for yourself, for self-growth. Okay. But then here are some careers that I'm hoping we'll get to actually do some presentations on. Okay. So bonus chapter D, same thing. Here's the main objectives for the chapter. Here's a little bit of a real life story. It's a really good one. And then same kind of stuff. Okay. So make sure there's a lot more charts on this one. So make sure you slow down and pay attention to those. Okay. Here's a video. You might want to watch it. Okay. So tomorrow on your quiz, you're going to face, overall, it's going to be low threat, but you should really focus on the things that haven't been covered in a video. Okay. Things that haven't been covered in class that are in the reading. Okay. That's really what's probably going to be the focus of the quiz. There will probably be a couple of ideas from the videos and from our notes in the quiz as well. All righty. I hope that helps. And hopefully I will get to see you soon. And I look forward to seeing what your questions are. So I will see you in the next video.